What's happening, guys? Back today with another video. Today I have my good friend Kyle Kenny. Say hey, everybody.
Hey everybody, I'm back for another one.
So today we're doing another interesting video. I've been doing Versus Battle videos for like the past 7 or 8 weeks, so I wanted to take a break from doing that and focus on an introspective or retrospective video on a certain divisive character that everyone knows and loves to some extent. I don't really see people hating Itachi a whole lot. Kenny kind of brought up to me earlier before we started recording that like it's not Itachi's fault. It's more of how much he's hyped up. Like, Kenny, do you agree?
Yeah, it's like how people kind of like, everybody's talking about how Itachi could beat Madara. I think it's those kind of things that kind of make people dislike Itachi in some kind of way. It's just the overhype.
Yeah. So it's not really Itachi specifically. It's more like the fandom that carries Itachi. So,
Yeah.
And the reason I'm doing this video specifically is because not too long ago, about a month or two ago, I got brought up with a friendly debate with somebody in one of my community posts about whether or not Itachi can be called either a hero or a villain. And I thought about it for a while. I actually had to delete the comments. I think like the comments were getting a little too heated, and for other people that were chiming in the comment section. So it's one of those things where like I thought about it for a week or two, and I was like, you know what, this could be a really good idea for a video, and I'll bring on my boy Kyle Ken. So we were just talking about like 20 to 30 minutes about the topic and what we think, and so that's going to be the topic of today's video, just what we believe how Itachi is looked at, either from the fandom's perspective, our perspective, or people in the show's perspective, like the manga itself. So that's pretty much the preface for the video. So Kenny, if I had to describe, if you had to describe Itachi in one word, if someone asked you to describe Itachi in one word that you could think of, what would be the first one that comes to mind?
Man, there's so many words that you could use to describe Itachi, but I think protector fits him the best.
Yeah.
For better or worse, no matter what his actions are, I feel like he's a protector.
Yeah. So like we if we're doing this like chronologically and in canon, we have to take a look at Itachi's humble beginnings, because everyone really comes from humble beginnings, unless you're Zabuza apparently. And from what it looks like, I mean, Itachi, right out of the gate, when I think Obito said when he was 4 years old, was literally witnessing a great ninja war. Not even something like, even like a kid, in the middle of like, say, like the Orochimaru invasion arc would already be like, his brain would probably be scrambled eggs by just looking and witnessing the horrors of a ninja battle, like to that scale. But not only that, but you're talking about a great ninja war, seeing, I don't know how many. Now, it's never really shown how, like, what extent Itachi witnessed in the war, but from what we have in the anime and some of the manga and some of the light novels, we can say for certainty that like Itachi witnessed a good bit of the third great ninja war. So
I feel like it'd be safe to assume, because he's an Uchiha, like they've seen a lot of combat specifically. I'd feel like,
yeah.
So I think because of that, he would definitely get more exposure than just your average 4-year-old child just walking around the Leaf Village.
You could also maybe imply that Fugaku kind of wanted Itachi to experience war at that age, not necessarily for like a screwed up reason, but maybe to toughen him up a bit. Because I mean, why would Itachi just be walking around on the battlefield with his father? Because one of the scenes, that's exactly what it is. He's like literally right next to his father when Itachi like subconsciously just kills, I think it was a stone shinobi that was wanting water, and like he saw that like Itachi had like a kunai pouch or whatever, and he immediately thought he was a threat, and without thinking, Itachi just killed him. And Fugaku's like right there. So you can maybe like argue that Fugaku wanted to kind of like maybe have Itachi get toughened up a bit. Maybe I don't know. That's a topic for a different time. But regardless, I think from what Obito said, it turned Itachi into a pacifist like right off the get-go, and adding on to Hiruzen's part on the Itachi during the fourth Great Ninja War when he was brought back, that ever since then Itachi was really just introverted. He was not really talking to anybody, kind of thought inward, and started paying attention to the teachings of the Leaf's predecessors, whether that's Tobirama, Hashirama, or even before then. He started like going towards the history of shinobi and learning how it came to be. And according to Hiruzen, at 8 years old, Itachi thought a lot like a Hokage, like in the sense of maybe seeing the bigger picture and not focusing or limiting himself to a specific clan. So it's one of those things where like Itachi's a product of the world that he's grew up in. He saw what he was put into, and was literally having to make a decision on what to become because of that. It's, again, he's not a kid being born into Naruto or Sasuke's generation where they just known peace the entire time, or even if we want to push it even further, the Boruto era, they've known peace for probably even longer. So like, it's not as if like Itachi could grow up in a happy-go-lucky ninja world where they have more liberties of living a carefree life. Itachi literally had to grow up as a 4-year-old to an 8-year-old. So I'm rambling. Like, Kenny, you got any opinions on like Itachi's early childhood?
I guess I'll touch all the way back to the age of 4. I feel like the reason that he got taken on the battlefield is because he'd already shown that he had the mental maturity to handle it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like, I mean, I'm sure maybe Fugaku wanted to toughen up a little bit, maybe. But like, I feel like he could tell that Itachi already had that, that maturity in him to see it. Yeah. And he just wanted to have that experience, know what was going on outside the village.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, he grew up in a time where war was big. He really didn't like fighting, but it's his job. You know what I mean? So he'd go do his missions. He'd mainly assassinations. He'd assassinate whoever he needed to get the job done. And I don't think he would do any extra.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he wouldn't go out of his way to kill people if he didn't have to.
Well, in my mind, I feel like Itachi really thought inward and was really conflicted on like whether, like, what's bigger, the clan, or what means more, the clan or the village, or just life in general. And I think his decision was actually changed like from Sasuke's birth. I think Sasuke, like, this might be just me, and it might just me, I might be way off the mark, but I think Sasuke represents to Itachi more than just like his little brother. I think Sasuke to Itachi represents the bigger picture, the children. Like, Hiruzen kind of touches on this a little bit and kind of passes on to Asuma, that it's not the village per se that's the king, it's the children. The children are the ones that matter. I think that's where Itachi's mindset. Now the children kind of represents the future, and so I think that might be where the broader, bigger picture comes in, where Itachi started thinking, not limiting himself to the clan and what's best for the clan, but what's best for the village, and by extension the world. So I think as he grew older and started like going on these missions, again, it's really hard to pick Itachi's brain because he's so introverted. You don't really know what he's thinking most of the time. The anime kind of touches up on it a little bit, but it's still, even that, it leaves you with a question mark above Itachi's head for most of the series. So once the clan starts to really have their misgivings towards the Leaf higher ups, it really starts to take a toll on Itachi, to the point where now he's having to accumulate everything he's learned up until a certain point and apply it to this chaotic situation.
Yeah, man, definitely. And I definitely agree with the Sasuke thing. I feel like Sasuke as a child was definitely a very good contrast to the rest of the Uchiha. Very innocent, very, I don't know, like, I mean, innocent's just the best word to describe Kid Sasuke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he's seen Kid Sasuke, growing up and stuff, and he's like, man, that's the future of the Leaf.
Yeah.
Not the war, not being the strongest or whatever, what have you, leading the village.
Yeah.
He's just, I want that
for the future,
to be the future of this village.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah. And so now we go, like, move on, fast forwarding to the Uchiha coup. And again, this is like something that Itachi was just like, yes, he was the best man for the job, but he was just not prepared for it. Like, you could see whenever he's alone, he's constantly just, conflicted. And so, because you have, on one hand, you have people like Shisui, who is really entrusting the future of both the village and the clan to Itachi. So that's already a weight on your shoulders. And then you have Fugaku showing you, like, he literally showed Itachi what the Uchiha clan's plans were regarding the coup d'etat, was taking Naruto, killing him, essentially, freeing the Nine Tails, taking control, and wreaking havoc on the village in order to take control of the village. And you can see Itachi's just like is having a mental breakdown. He's having an existential crisis. And so, like, again, like, that's where it's it's kind of a play on Itachi's speech to Naruto and Shippuden, where like, could you weigh Sasuke against the village on a set of scales? Like, could you weigh the clan against the village on a set of scales? So like I feel like in hindsight, that's what, you know, Itachi was doing for Naruto, was literally, you know, kind of preparing him for the decision that he also had to make. So when it came to this, you know, you're putting in a no.
Let me stop you there for a second. I want to touch on this because for some reason I never thought about it like this. Do you think he said that because he regretted his decision and he wanted Naruto to find the right answer?
Oh, I'm sure, because I mean, even he told Naruto, like, well, maybe, because like, I guess because it is, you know, implied that Itachi took a gamble on his decision. Like he knew that the possibility of Sasuke finding out the truth about Itachi and him going rogue was a really strong possibility. So he did like have countermeasures to that. Whether or not he really regretted it, you know, as he got older, I definitely could see the argument for it. But I mean, at this point, Sasuke is still portrayed as being more heroic. So maybe Itachi was confident up until a certain point that this plan was still gonna, you know, work out, you know, same way. He was unsure definitely, because that's why he told Naruto that Sasuke is still a blank canvas. You know, he could easily die to any color. Like, you just don't know. So to answer your question, maybe he had misgivings on it, but I don't think he full blown regretted it until Naruto told him in the war arc, like, yeah, Sasuke went rogue, and he's like, oh, Madara, you sly.
I mean, do you think he wished he could have found a better way to solve the problem besides killing everybody? You know what I mean? So like he decided to, you know, kill the clan and save the village. I think he wanted Naruto to have a better answer than he did. Find a way to save both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that over his years of maturing and living his life, I feel like he really regretted not being able to be there with Sasuke because of his decision to kill the clan. You know, and I think I'm sure he ran hundreds, if not thousands, of simulations in his head about how he probably could have done it differently. And
that's where it comes to like there was a no-win situation, because if like, I guess like the best situation that you probably could make for that is if like you take Sasuke and just run away, you know, from the village. But then like, because again, like if Itachi had chose not to do that, then the village would still have killed the clan regardless, and possibly Sasuke too. So it's like, it is one of those things where, again, it was, I don't know, there are people who will say that like Itachi could have made other plans to avoid this, but
I feel like it's possible to maybe, like, you know, if him and Obito teamed up like they did, you know, and killed the upper Uchiha, you know, I mean, just the bad ones. I feel like they could have left the innocents there. You know what I mean? They could have built upon that. Maybe it would have bit him in the butt later. Maybe it wouldn't have. You know, you don't know until it happens.
Well, with Donzo,
I really feel like they jumped the gun on, you know, the complete annihilation.
Like you told me at the beginning, before we start recording, you know, the children, like, there was no excuse for children, you know, and we'll touch upon that later. But I will say that even if they had killed the upper Uchiha, if it was seen by an Uchiha child, it doesn't matter which one. This is where Tobirama kind of picks up on it, and Donzo kind of, like, I think does too, that the Uchiha are unpredictable when it comes to certain things like this. You know, if an Uchiha child saw a Leaf Shinobi killing one of the Uchiha clans, doesn't matter what it was for, but if it was just like in cold blood, then the Uchiha would come to know hatred.
That's the thing, though. But if they see another Uchiha do it, you know what I'm saying? What if let's say nothing happened to Shisui. Let's just say they done it earlier, and Itachi and Shisui did it. You know what I mean? They can't blame the Leaf.
True.
You know what I mean? It would be like an Uchiha uprising against bad leadership. True. Instead of it being what it was.
Yeah, at that point they probably would have like a clan meeting and try to like fix it internally within the clan and try to.
I feel like something like that could have potentially led, you know, to a better future for the Uchiha in general.
Yeah.
Like I just think there had to have been a better option.
Yeah, and this is where we kind of get into the topic of, you know, the video is like, you know, not so much did Itachi make the right call, but could you call him a hero from the decision that he made? And honestly, me and Kenny were talking about it for, you know, a good, like, what, 20 to 30 minutes before we started, like, getting into the meat of the video, and we were screaming.
It's because, like, it was hard to find a good word to describe him.
Yeah. Something that really hasn't been said before, but, like, it really has. Like I looked up Deuteragonist, and it's not exactly Deuteragonist. He kind of is, but he's not in the context of what we're saying. Like he does aid the main cast to a certain extent. Obviously Sasuke and a good extent Naruto, but in this certain situation, Deuteragonist wouldn't exactly be the word that we could use. And I guess the best one we could say is anti-hero. Unfortunately, it's just a generic cop-out answer. I was thinking a hero, because at first, because he was thinking of the bigger picture. Because again, if we paint this as the Uchiha are kind of at fault, and again, they only started thinking this way because the at least higher ups were being a little bit dishonest. So you could start tipping the scales on who's at fault here, but if you go into this situation, the Uchiha, they were kind of making this plan to do a coup d'etat and putting the rest of the villagers at risk, including other innocent children, and possibly killing them. And so, I mean, it's one of those things where, could you call Itachi a hero for wanting to save children, but then he really couldn't because he also killed children of the clan. So it is a very touchy situation.
I think Naruto would be the truest form of a hero you have in the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he never kills anyone innocent, and he always stays true to his Nendo. He never leaves his friends behind nothing.
Yeah.
I think that's the purest form of a hero that you could have.
Yeah. Where
I mean? He doesn't sacrifice others for his own ends.
Yeah.
And even though Itachi had good reasons, he still did crimes. He still, and I'm sure they didn't just stop with the Uchiha. There's definitely stuff he had to do for the Akatsuki that is also not nice by any means.
Yeah.
Even though it was all for the bigger picture, I think that's why the anti-hero really fits him.
Yeah. And
good goals but bad choices.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if bad choice is the right word, but you know what I mean.
No, for sure. And
bad actions.
And y'all don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that Itachi because he killed kids, and it's there's no way you could look at someone and say they were a hero for doing such a thing. But it's one of those things where, because I think maybe when I first was talking to the person about this specific topic, I said he was a hero kind of right out of the gate, was because you could see the turmoil that Itachi was. It is implied that Itachi thought of every scenario that could be avoided, or every scenario that could avoid this disaster or this decision making. And so you can see before and after the Uchiha clan massacre that it just takes a psychological toll on Itachi. So it's one of those things, if we were to put ourselves in that same situation, what would we do? What decision would we make? So it's Obito even legit says it to Sasuke. If you were Itachi, what would you have done? And so that's where it comes into play. It's we can all say that Itachi is a villain for doing the things he did, but it's I don't know. You really can't call it, you can't look at Itachi and say he's a villain.
It's he committed crimes and stuff, you know what I mean? But he's not a villain.
Yeah.
He's not selfish or anything like that. He's not doing anything for power or money. He just doesn't. It's we were talking about earlier. If there's a villain, Frieza's a villain.
Yeah.
I mean, Dragon Ball has the perfect villain concept. There ain't a good thing about any of these people. They just want to destroy worlds, universes, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Itachi is definitely not a villain.
No.
You can say he's not the nicest guy, but most ninja aren't.
No.
Every 90% of ninja have killed innocent people, probably. For the sake of a mission or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, heck, as much as I love Kakashi, during his Anbu days, he was literally called Cold-Blooded Kakashi. Now, that was towards enemy of ninja, but the idea is that he was really cold-hearted during the Anbu and was a hard-hardened person. So, again, like you said, there's really no nice ninja, aside from Naruto, and so I totally get it, and everyone loves Heavy Sasuke during his Heavy days or whatever, and that's the thing is I think you could really even call Heavy Sasuke a hero. I don't think you really could call him an anti-hero, because he seems like he's an anti-hero, but he's still against killing people, unless it's Itachi. I mean, he even told Orochimaru I'm not killing anybody unless it's Itachi, or he even told Sugetsu hey, if we infiltrate this castle, we only have one condition: no killing. So you could even call, and he only kills really in self-defense, whether it's Orochimaru or Deidara. So Like you really could.
I feel like with Heavy Sasuke, you could almost call him like the foil. You know, what I mean, it's usually like the flip side of the main character.
Yeah.
You know, like they complement each other. They're not quite the same, but like he wasn't bad.
Yeah. He had his own
You
set
know?
of good morals, that he held from the Leaf.
He just wanted to kill Naruto. That's it. That's all he ever wanted.
So
And Itachi.
Yeah. So I mean, like you said, like we said, like to the answer to the question in the video, like could you call Itachi a hero or a villain? I don't think you can call him either, and I think I think there's another word. If y'all know another word that could describe Itachi better than anti-hero, I'd love to hear it in the comments, because I feel like anti-hero is a bit off the mark, but it does fit like his character in a way, because
I feel like it fits the best for what we could find. Maybe there's another word that we just don't know.
for me, when I say anti-hero, I think of someone like Vegeta, because Vegeta doesn't care, for y'all Dragon Ball fans, he doesn't really care how dirty he has to get. He's not really above killing people if it means that the planet is safe, or Majin Buu Vegeta forward, into the Dragon Ball Super, but he doesn't care if he kills people as long as the planet's safe. He doesn't care about killing Frieza, doesn't care about killing Captain Ginyu. Like, as long as the planet's safe, that's all he cares about. So like Itachi would, if given the choice, he would not, want to kill people. He wouldn't want to fight people. He just is put into extreme circumstances where he kind of has to. So I guess for now, like, anti-hero is the best word I could use. I don't think he's a villain. I don't think he's a hero.
No, I feel like it still fits Vegeta too.
Yeah.
Because like he only kills people out of necessity.
Yeah.
At that point. Now, obviously, when it comes to Earth, that's a different story. He would have gladly destroyed everybody there.
Yeah.
But like once you get past like Namek, he doesn't just go around killing farmers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always like he kills with a reason.
Yeah.
Or attempts to, before he gets his face stomped in 20 times.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah. So I think that's gonna do it for the video. Like we said, if y'all know a better word to describe Itachi better than anti-hero, let us know in the comments. And if we're off the mark, please let us know. We were just kind of making this video to kind of do like introspective on our take about Itachi. So that's gonna do it for the video. Kyle, Kenny, thank you for being on the channel again for me.
Anytime, man. It was a fun one.
So next week will probably be a verse battle video. If not, I'll keep y'all updated. And until my next one, like the snow, out.